Clap sync, 1, 2, 3. Check out my enormous PP. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're never gonna see your kids again. Hey everybody, it's me, Hispanic Jonathan Lipnicki from Little Vampires circa 2000. And today, you know what? We're not gonna waste any time, we're gonna dive straight into the motions. Starting today's show off with a bang, isn't that right, Paul?
I don't know, Chris. I think it'd be more appropriate to say we're starting today's show off with a boom. Thank you so much. You're all such kind people. I'll never forget you. You're beautiful. Never lose what drives you.
I guess that's as good a sign as any that we should just move on, huh? Why you always acting like a boomer, huh?
Don't fucking call me that. Don't call me that, bro.
Why? You're old. You're an old person. You're old and gross.
I'm not old. You're fucking older than me, bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck off. Fuck this.
Bitch. Ah!
Okay, boomer. It's a slang term, a bit of a meme that's been picking up a lot of steam recently. And if you're not familiar with okay, boomer, if you're not familiar with today's topic, too bad. Here's the definition if you really want it. You can pause the video and read it. It's not my fucking job to teach you things. I'm not your daddy, alright? It's not my job to read to you.
Can't you read? Can't you read, mister?
I want to pet the kitty. If you really must know, okay boomer is a dismissive term, right? That millennials and Generation Zers, retort to boomers with whenever they say, like, why can't you get a fucking job even though the job market is completely destroyed? Why can't you buy a house at 17? The response is, okay, boomer, you get it. It's basic shit. I just broke my promise. I explained it to you. Literally just got a copyright claim on a video that I posted in 2015. So, yeah, sure, cool. You can have it, I guess. Now, obviously, some folks aren't too pleased with this meme, namely older people. My favorite hot take, though, is clearly this one, because it's really hitting the ground running. Boomer is the N-word of ageism. I see tweets like these, gifts from above, dumb shit like this ain't said enough. And I think to myself, we're abandoned by God. And don't worry, we got some fun articles out of it too, namely this one from a frustrated boomer who's just had enough. Opinion. As a baby boomer myself, I have mixed feelings about the latest linguistic weapon of generational warfare being deployed against us. Jesus, fuck.
Okay, boomer deployed. Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We've barely even started the article and we're in the trenches of an armed conflict. It's not a weapon, guys. Just calm the fuck down, please. You know how you know it's not a weapon? Because you don't have mixed feelings towards weapons. Weapons are pretty objectively terrifying because they can take your life. You're not gonna see like a cloud of white phosphorus gallivanting towards you and just be like, not sure how I feel about this one. Let's all just hope some psychopath doesn't get their hands on a bump stock for their okay boomer. Imagine the turmoil one could sow with such an insurmountable weapon of war. This isn't even like an uncommon interpretation, like this whole war lens. It's so weird. I found so many articles about, like, framing it in that way. And here's another one that's like, okay boomer is just the first salvo of a generational showdown. People have been making fun of millennials for like 2 decades straight at this point, me included, and I'm a millennial, like even I make fun of us. But nah, bro, yeah, okay boomer is the first shot somehow, the inciting incident. Come on, guys, you're boomers, right? You're not supposed to be snowflakes about this. No, I don't really care about this whole generational thing. Like, I'm a millennial, but I don't really care. I don't have a problem with millennials or boomers or fucking Gen Z. I don't really give a shit. As long as you stay out of my way and know your fucking place, I ain't got no problem with you. But, like, boomers being like, oh, yeah, this is the first shot of a generational showdown. It's like, calm the fuck down. This is like every video I've ever seen of a chick getting decked after, like, slapping a guy 800 times. On the positive side, my generation is being treated as a force of nature. A generation so strong and influential that it must be addressed by name. What a dumb way to interpret this. Every generation that exists is addressed by name. What are you talking about? There's so many articles about millennials and Gen Zers. Like, what? What? If anything, millennials are the strongest generation because they're the ones killing everything. Millennials are killing this. Millennials are killing that. We just can't stop killing, all of us. We're just fucking cold-hearted murderers. Furthermore, as an economist, we've got an economist in our midst, everybody. We've got an economist. Have you seen the Dow Jones recently? As an economist, I see the word boom as having a generally positive connotation. You see, that's kind of nice. That's actually kind of wholesome and adorable. Because, you know, as a New Yorker, when I think of the word boom, I'm just reminded of the sound of the North Tower collapsing at 10:28 on that fateful day, changing the course of our nation and our world forever. But I guess it's, you know, it's all perspective, you know. This whole article's super weird because it's just like this baffling mental contortionism where the dude's like trying to twist the phrase into some kind of compliment. When I read or hear "okay, boomer," I start to think there might be something special about baby boomers after all. That's like if someone called you a dirty, pusillanimous, chula. Everybody loves Raymond looking ass dog. And your takeaway was, wow, I must be really important because he felt the need to impress me with his extensive vocabulary. That's not even really the worst of it though. Like when I first saw this topic kind of exploding on the internet, I was like, you know, that's not even really that interesting to talk about. And I was gonna completely let it pass by. I wasn't gonna make a video on this at all until this happened. Gen Z's "okay boomer" meme may become a TV show by the New York Post. This headline, actually for real, gave me violent impulses. I heavily considered donating to ISIS when I read this headline, and honestly, they're the real boomers, if you really think about it. "Okay Boomer" has become the hottest clapback of the moment, and now it's set to become a show. Fox Media has a trademark application for the term, with the internet my god. With the intent of turning it into reality competitions, comedy, and game shows, according to The Guardian. What the fuck would an "Okay Boomer" game show even look like? It seems so fucked up. It's like, hey, let's get a bunch of old people on stage and ask them questions that we know they don't know, and then make fun of them, I guess? Is that the whole point? Aha, you're old! Can't wait for you to die! I can't wait for you to croak, Grandma, you stupid bitch! I like mean-spirited programming as much as the next person, but this is such a bad idea. And not to mention, like, by the time that this fucking show becomes a show, this whole meme is gonna be out of date anyway. On the flip side, though, I can't think of anything more boomer than taking an internet meme and turning it into a fucking network television show. This is just the Geico caveman shit all over again. Do you remember this shit? Do you remember that this is a real thing that people thought up and people paid money to make happen? Some of my younger audience, some of my Gen Z audience probably doesn't remember this shit because they weren't really alive or sentient by the time this was a real thing. But I swear to you, this is real. God, fuck, I long for the sweet embrace of unresolvable nuclear conflict some days, honestly. Fuck me. You alright over there?
Oh, someone over there?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to feel my way around.
It's like kind of horrifying. Stop.
I hear you.
Stop.
I hear you.
Ew, ew,
I
ew,
hear you.
ew. I'm going to be real with you guys for a second, and I hope that doesn't catch you guys too off guard, but I just kind of want to be as open as possible with my audience going forward. 2019 has been kind of a terrible year for me, emotionally speaking. I've kind of been in a very long depression for a while, and I honestly think that kind of slump that I was in was a little bit more reflected in the content that I put on this channel over this last year, more so than I really wanted it to be. I know it's been kind of a haphazard year. There's been content on the channel that's been a little bit weird and a little bit scarce, and the Snark Tank has been a little bit scarce, and I understand that I've kind of dropped the ball on that. But honestly, over the last month or so, I've been feeling a lot better, and I've been feeling like I'm in a far healthier place than I honestly have been in a very, very long time. And a lot of it is due to the fact that you guys have continued to show support for my videos and my channel despite it being so poorly managed. You're still buying Kill Me shirts, you're still subscribing. Like, I grew so much over the last several months without even really posting anything, and that means, I don't know, it means a lot. It means a lot to just have that there for me. The good news is, of course, like I said, I'm kind of out of it. I do feel like a lot healthier and a lot more happy and a lot more excited to get shit done and a lot more, you know, interested in doing some other things in the future. So, you know, I don't know. I'm excited to post more shit on the channel. Is basically what I'm saying. And I'm out of this long depression that I've been in. I don't know. God, I'm so bad at just saying what I'm feeling. I just feel like you guys deserve to know because, quite honestly, you guys are the only reason that I'm able to do what I love to do for a living, and that can't be, the value of that can't be overstated. So thanks again from the bottom of my heart. There's obviously merch in the description below if you want to get some merch. There's a Patreon in the description. I have a new song on Spotify that's a bit of an atmospheric track. It's a bit of an atmospheric track if you want to check that one out. Yeah, I'm fucking excited. I'm excited for 2020. It's gonna be a fucking great year, I think. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks for sticking around. That's a boomer, by the way, if you didn't know, from Left 4 Dead, and that's a boomer from Gears of War. So it's not random. I thought about it, at least a little bit.
You sure Epstein and the Prince will probably tag teaming underage girls? That shit is fucking fantastic. That's real. Yo, rich people are fucking evil, all of them, man. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I know. Prince Andrew is definitely guilty. 100%.
That's real. And he's like, I didn't know Epstein was fucking underage girls and then passing them on to the homies. What?
Feels like something you'd know, probably.
That feels like something if you're staying at this man's house. You'd be like, hey, why are there so many fucking middle schoolers leaving this house at all times?
It's like if one of our roommates had like children coming in and out of here, we would know, right? We would know immediately.
I would question that shit. I mean, there was a little kid here one time ever, and both me and Jalen were like, "What the fuck is that doing here?"
Why was there a kid here?
Because Joe invited his girlfriend, and his girlfriend had a freaking friend come over with a baby, and we were like, "What the fuck is that? Ew."